The lights. Good evening and welcome to Sunset News on this Tuesday evening. As always, we bring you community stories, news, economics and sports. I am Aina Koyo. In the news tonight, Ondangwa Private Hospital donated sanitary pads to Eheke Senior Secondary School in Oshana region. The hospital has been supporting the girl child at the school since 2019 and has thus far spent 45,000 Namibian dollars. This donation is supporting more than 200 girls at the school to attend their lesson and not miss out due to their menstrual cycle. Let's have a look.
As Ondangwa Private Hospital, we are quite pleased and proud to be associated with Eheke Senior Secondary School. Our relationship has been coming on now since 2019, so we are in the fourth year of providing these sanitary towels to our girl children because we identified the need years back, and then we decided at least we must also do something to at least meet the girls halfway, because for them to lose school days just because of the menstrual cycle was not acceptable. So we are still going on because we are happy to hear that it makes a difference. It brings back their dignity, brings back their confidence, and as a result, the performance also improves as far as their studies are concerned. So as long as we are able, we are going to continue with this assistance. But we hope that others will also awaken to the call, because this is not only limited to this school. All our girl children throughout the country are in need of this kind of support, because we must invest in our girl child, because it is said in African customs that when you educate a girl, then you are educating the whole nation. So we are proud to be part of that, making that contribution in educating the nation through these girls. So thank you very much, and we hope that we can still continue to provide this kind of assistance.
I would like to thank Ondangwa Private Hospital for this donation, the sanitary pads. So it really helped our learners to continue attending their school with dignities and self-confidence. Thank you so much, Ondangwa Private Hospital. You continue doing it for others, and don't let us down. Thank you so much.
All People's Party Secretary General Vincent Kanyetu has expressed his utmost disappointment towards the manner in which the Macharia Agricultural Development Institute is run by the state. Let's have a look.
We are at Madi. This institution within Kavango East region. We just came to familiarize ourselves with what is happening here and see the infrastructure. I'm very much disappointed to say that the status of the infrastructure here, it's in a sorry state. Things are falling apart. Just as you can see, we have seen around here. I spoke to the head of the institution, Mr. Mandema. I was fully briefed as to what is exactly happening here. And I can tell you with confidence that there are plans to destroy this place by some people who are in Windhoek. And we are not going to allow that to happen, not under our watch, not now, not tomorrow, not even next week. That is never going to happen. And I'm therefore making a call to the regional council and everybody, the inhabitants of Kavango, whether west or east. This is a very, very important institution that we have in our midst here for training and research purposes. But the thing that is making this place not to be functional is because lack of budget. I'm told there's no annual budget being allocated to this place. What a shame. The Ministry of Agriculture, supposed to allocate funds for this institution making sure that things does not look dilapidated like the way it is here, you know. But again, surprisingly, out of all the staff components you have here, only 3 are technical people. The rest of the 47 are laborers. What do you do with 47 laborers at this type of an institution? What do you do? What will a laborer do to a tractor? You know, for example, we have got tractors here and the agriculture equipment. What is a labor person supposed to do in servicing a tractor?
Popular Democratic Movement leader McHenry Venani says he knows he's a present threat to independent Patriot for Change leader Dr. Panduleni Itula's hope to become Namibia's president. Venani adds that Itula has misinterpreted the separation of power principle following letters written to the Electoral Commission of Namibia questioning why Venani stood for the presidency but is now a legislator in the National Assembly. Let's have a look.
It's also confusing the principle of separation of powers as articulated by Montesquieu and Locke that have exponentially written about the principle of separation of powers. When I run as a presidential candidate and do not attain the office of the presidential office, I'm no longer a member of the executive. I know Dr. Itula sees me as a threat to the presidential election. That is very clear. SWAPO sees me as a threat. That's why we are under attack. Because we are the only credible party that they can attack. But to argue that because I ran for the presidential election, I should be prohibited to run for the National Assembly because I am encroaching on the separation of powers. I don't. If I am elected as president, then I cannot go to the legislature because I'm elected as president. If I am not elected as president, I can go to the legislature because I'm not a member of the executive. I know I look presidential. I know I look like the next president of the country, and I could be the next president of the country. But at this point in time, Dr. Itula Venani is not the president of the country. I am the leader of opposition in the National Assembly, allowed by the law. Our constitution does not explicitly bars a member, a leader of a political party, to not to contest. Now, Dr. Itula has.
In our community segment tonight, MTC and others take initiative to assist the wheelchair-bound Selma Nilenge.
Hello and welcome to today's Sports Rep Show.
I am your host, Jesse Jackson Kauraifa. In replay, Namibia, who had won the toss for the first time on this tour.
Good day everyone, time for international sports news, starting off with tennis news, both on the WTA for women's and
The mobile telecommunication company employees, together with the occupational therapists and private entities, reached out to wheelchair-bound Selma Nilenge and provided her with batteries for a motorized wheelchair as part of the MTCK initiative.
So we got a request from one of our ambassadors. We call them ambassadors, employees of MTC ambassadors, who happens to have a relationship with, what's the other lady? Who was it?
Ancha.
Yeah, Ancha. They apparently joke together. I don't know how true that is. So she sent us a little voice note clip about the need. So we have something we call MTCK. Now I sit with the sponsorship desk, and on a daily basis we receive enormous amount of requests. Some asking millions, some asking $50. And what the issue that we have here is that with sponsorships there's a policy that needs to be followed. And oftentimes that policy does not accommodate needs like that of Selma. So with MTCK, employees dedicate a certain portion of their salary on a monthly basis to assist in needs like this. So when that request comes in from, of course, also a colleague who contributes, yes. Okay. Side note. When that request came in, we sat as a committee of the rest of the contributors and decided we should assist. There was a need, of course, just for the batteries. Mind you, we did not buy this entire thing, but this entire thing was at the hospital and couldn't move because there was no batteries. So we came to assist batteries, 2 batteries at the value of roughly 10,000. I think it's a 9,000 something. That's what the employees of MTC are faced with, a lot of requests, and we cannot attend to all of them. But in times where we can, we really come on because there are needs similar, some even worse. We will look into, of course, we're discussing it outside on just trying to assist also with food. That's not something that we can do, but we can look for a partner, a like-minded partner, who can perhaps also just come on board and maybe assist with food and just the family itself. But from our end, drive safe.
Don't drink? No drinking and driving?
No drinking because we think this thing can go 120. But all in all, really, we wish you well. We wish you more mobility. We wish, especially the family that has been with you and assisting you. I know some weight is sort of like taken off. Now you can move. When the batteries die, please just call. We might be in a position again to possibly assist.
My name is Salman.
In our Story of the Day segment, Bank of Namibia and the Anti-Corruption Commission signed a Memorandum of Understanding.
Welcome to Active Kids, a daily TV show that sparks creativity, learning, and fun for young minds. With exciting activities and lessons, Active Kids inspires curiosity and a love for learning.
New face to the 15.
The perfect mix of play and education. Don't miss out on the fun. Tune into Active Kids on NTV every weekday at 10 o'clock and let the adventure begin.
Mary Shikongo, the organizer of the Atushani Women, Youth and SME Startup Expo, talks to us about the importance of expositions of this sort and the role it plays in the development of SMEs in Walvis Bay and the whole country. Let's have a look.
For Africa is from Namibia. We are recalling that the Interpol Executive Committee consists of about 13 executive members. And one of the executives of that organization is from Namibia in the name of Major General Mary Nainda, who was elected during the 89th Interpol General Assembly in New Delhi in October 2022. So as we said, the Interpol Executive Committee delegate from Africa, from Namibia, and this cement the leading role Namibia is doing towards the expansion of the I-247 system beyond NCB in the SADC region and Africa as a whole. The Anti-Corruption Commission and Financial Intelligence Center will serve as a national centers for the receipt and the analysis of suspicious transaction reports and the other information relevant to money laundering, terrorism financing, and associated predicate.
In economic news, after the break, we take a look at the new payment system set for the banking industry.
to another exciting episode of Oneuptwo.
Please te weer en vertel ook vir julle waar die vis heel moontlik kan byt.
In economic news tonight, the banking sector in Southern Africa will soon be rolling out the changes to how clients make and receive payments between Namibia, Eswatini, Lesotho, and South Africa, also known as the Common Monetary Area. This change is necessary because new regulations set by the treatment of cross-border payments to which all banks need to comply. With this change, all cross-border electronic fund transfer payment processed and received by clients within the Common Monetary Area will no longer be viewed as domestic payments methods. Now let's have a look at our economic indicators. The Namibian dollar trades at 18 Namibian dollars 35 cents to the US and 20 Namibian dollars 13 cents to the euro. It trades at 22 Namibian dollars 75 cents to the pound and 2 Namibian dollars 64 cents buys you 1 Chinese yuan. Zinc is down by 2.56%, while Brent crude oil is down by 2.06%, trading at $80 at 99 cents per barrel. In international news slot tonight, President Joe Biden launches 2024 re-election campaign.
Welcome to What's Cooking, where culinary passion meets expert insights.
Somebody must really want to cook and want to cook good food.
Immerse yourself in the bustling world of professional kitchens as top chefs create mouthwatering dishes. Join us for in-depth interviews as our host explores the experiences and expertise of our guest chefs. Don't miss out. Tune in to What's Cooking on NTV every Friday at 2100 hours and let the culinary adventure begin.
U.S. President Joe Biden has announced that he will run for the re-election in 2024, setting the stage for a potential rematch with Donald Trump. The Democrat had been expected to seek a second four-year term and launch his campaign in a video on Tuesday. He said it was a pivotal moment with freedoms and rights under threat. "This is not a time to be complacent," he said. "That's why I'm running." Vice President Kamala Harris, 58, will once again be his running mate. Biden, who's 80, is already the oldest president in U.S. history and is likely to face questions about his age throughout the campaign. He would be 86 after finishing a second full term in 2029. "It's legitimate for people to raise issues about my age," he said earlier this year, "and the only thing I can say is watch me." Mr. Biden faced off against Trump in 2020, defeating the Republican after promising to restore the soul of the United States. When I ran for president 4 years ago, I said we are in the battle for the soul of America, and we still are," Biden said in a 3-minute video announcement, which shows the president meeting a diverse range of Americans. It also features images of the 2021 attack on the U.S. Capitol, when supporters of Trump stormed the building in an effort to overturn his loss to Biden. Trump has already launched his bid for presidency, raising the prospect that both men will face each other again on the 5th of November 2024. They are considered favorites to win their nominations, although Trump faces competition from the likes of Florida Governor Ron DeSantis. After the break, we return with the weather shortly. Stay with us. Here are the weather predictions for tomorrow. Sunny and hot weather is expected in the north with Enana at 35 degrees and Rakana at 33. A cloudy weather is expected along the coast with a high of 21 degrees in Falfish Bay and 21 degrees in Henties Bay. In the sports section tonight, we take a look at the Oneuptwo-based Giants, who are eager to conclude the season on a high note. The Oneuptwo-based Giants outfit Life Fighters FC are eager to conclude this season on a high note. The club is oozing with confidence after collecting maximum points over the weekend. They beat Blue Waters 4-0 and 11 arrows by a solid goal, signaling their ambition to finish high up the table. We are not really where we want to be because life is all about success. We are happy with what we wanted to do this past weekend, but this is not where we want to be, spokesperson Terry Unjaba said. The club is currently in 5th place after 11 victories, 4 draws and 9 losses. African Star football clubs are on the verge of glory and could be crowned a champion of the Debmarine Premiership today. The club confronts Okahanja at the SKW Stadium. Stars are coming off the back of the draw against the Tigers in their previous match. They are now eager to make sure that the Premiership title stays in Windhoek. Okahanja United can, however, delay the African Stars party if they happen to grab the victory themselves. African Star coach Mervin Mbakera already signaled last week that his motive is to win the league and eventually qualify for the CAF Champions League. Now, Cohen Fistball Club and the Sport Club Windhoek further extended their lead in the standings in a national A and B categories as the Bank Windhoek Fistball League hosted its second match day at Swakopmund over the weekend. SKW defended its lead in the under-18 category in the National A League. 4 teams, namely CFC 1, CFC 2, Swakopmund Fistball Club and SKW1 played against each other. The champion CFC 1 beat all opponents 3-0 and turned with 9 points to Windhoek. After the break, we return with the highlights from tonight's broadcast. Here are the highlights from tonight's broadcast. Ondangwa Private Hospital donated sanitary pads to Eheke Senior Secondary School in the Oshana region. Popular Democratic Movement leader McHenry Venani says he knows he presents a threat to independent patriots for change leader Dr. Panduleni Itula's hope to become Namibia's president. African Stars Football Club are on the verge of glory and could be crowned champions on the Debmarine Premiership today. The club confronts Okahanja United at SKW Stadium. And with that, we've come to the end of tonight's broadcast. Please do make sure you join Sunset News on Facebook, on all NMH platforms on weekdays, as well as on our website, which is called Oneuptwo. Sunset News screens on DSTV channel 285, as well as GoTV channel 25, every weekday from 7:30 to 8 p.m. This has been Sunset News. Please don't end your day without us. Good night.